Spy Family just gave us a double therapy session because in episode 10 of season 3, we start out with Mr. Austin, one of the professors that was on the bus during the bus jacking, going to seek out a therapist, and it happens to be Lloyd because he got recommended by the headmaster, and Lloyd is just there to help him, seemingly for the trauma that Mr. Austin feels because of the bus tracking. Again, totally normal. Like, he got taken over by terrorists. That's a terrifying thing to go through, and of course you're gonna have some trauma from that. But after a little bit of investigative research, Lloyd divulges that this has actually been going on since way before the bus jacking, and Mr. Austin's actually using the bus jacking as a cover for what is truly the problem, and that's his wife. His wife is nagging on him, he doesn't have a happy relationship, and she's just a pain in his side, causing him to spiral downhill. And look, it's an overused trope at this point where it's like, women are terrifying, your wife is terrifying, and look, it was funny and I enjoyed the arc, but ultimately it was like a nothing burger because you get this whole thing, he's terrified, he's shaking, we're setting up that like, oh, Lloyd wants to get in good with Mr. Austin because he has a connection, and that's really the only reason this arc exists in my point, because you get him shaking on the bed and then you kind of cut to like, what was it, like a day later, and he already started to like solve the problem, we just move on. Again, I get that this is a comedy and this is what a lot of Spy Family storytelling is, but I'm so sick and tired of the argument of, oh, it's a comedy anime, because like, I don't know if you've been watching the same episodes that I've been watching, but there's not a lot funny about a lot of Spy Family, and so when you get episodes like this, it kind of just shows about like, I guess the dichotomy of the storytelling that we have here with Spy Family. But then we do get into the second half, and I do think that that second half of this episode is a lot funnier because it's following Yor as she tries to become normal and continue to be normal as she goes out with coworkers after work for drinks and dinner, which she gets very drunk at. We know that Yor can't handle her alcohol, and it causes her to go on an absolute spiral as typical, where her coworkers are talking about how happy they are in their relationships, but how they also have problems with it, and then start poking at Yor to share more about her relationship, and she starts to realize about like how perfect Lloyd is, which then she makes a realization that like, oh, this is gonna be suspicious. If I have too perfect a relationship, like, I'm gonna have to start making things up so that people think I'm normal, because it seems to be normal that people have problems with their relationship. And I don't know. I do love seeing Yor have these spirals of not knowing what normalcy is, because with what little we know about her backstory, she's had nothing but she's had no normalcy in her life whatsoever. So to see her trying to figure out what normal is, it's just a nice little thing. You mix in some comedy in there. They kiss baited us again with Lloyd at the end, where she goes drunk and starts like mumbling to him, and maybe because I love the bar at the side, it was so funny. We have a bar, we have another bar, we have another bar too. That was just really funny to me. But yeah, overall, decent episode. Not my favorite, but let me know your thoughts in the comments. Drop a like and follow while you're there.